Got a little aspirin bottle. It says the Bear Company division. Like those. Just kind of going down to the dirt level and scraping along it. Remember, we're going for uranium glass and anything. It could be shards too. So. Or the world's biggest bolt and screw. That's ridiculous. That's a square nut. Those are all square nuts. It's old. That might, I don't know. That's ridiculous. Wow. Okay. Clorox bottle. Oh, here's a flue. Reversible, patented July 20th, 1915. I'll give that to him for his iron garden. But it has a flue and it goes in a stovepipe and it turns it this way and it helps slow or speed up the airflow. Nice. But yeah, just down to the ground level here and work our way along. I don't understand what I'm looking at, but I am going to try and bag it up and contain it, because if this is a container that had somebody's gold dust, it looks like it was a compact. It was something copper. It might be a modern makeup or something too. There's actually a plasticky bag here. I don't want to breathe that, but that literally looks like gold dust. I don't know if this is going to show you, but see that? It's spilled out of there. It's in a copper container. And it's heavy and it falls. I don't know if it was gold makeup or actual gold. If it's actual gold, we can mine it back out of this dirt. So let me use my hands here and sort this out. Jeez. That's the paper thin copper container it was in. There's more of it. And that looks gold as heck. And yes, I'm also trying not to breathe this stuff too. For being so small, it looks ridiculously like gold, and it's heavy. As it falls into my hand. People collected gold dust. I don't know anything shinier than gold that comes out of soil like this. But like I said, this could be somebody's little poke of gold dust that they had, which happens too. Do you see that my hand is golden? That's creepy. I'm going to try and get it off there for sure. But all the other good stuff that we found mixed in here. There you go. There's the other pieces. Oh. Jeez, okay. What is going on here? It's actually all laced through the soil. Okay. Well, what we're going to end up doing is going home and panning this out. And then we'll know pretty quick. Yeah, something dumped its entire golden contents. That is so heavy. That has to be as makeup. I don't know. But the Midas touch. Let's try and get that off our skin for sure, because you know, I don't know. But that sure seemed like we dug into a pile of gold. What is that? Oh, stainless steel ring. Let me get this stuff off my hands, and then we will move on. A little corker. This Pyrex on the side. Pyrex. Little glass lid with etched glass flowers around it. It's got to be saved for some reason. It's got a little bit pink. Big old spoon. Just lost in everything. Big old serving spoon. Super thin. CNC. Something. Bros. Fairfield. Plated silver. A bottle. Words and stuff. Imagine if that had been there. A big milk of magnesia. That's a cool little. Bones, lots of bones. What'd you... Get some sort of little roundage in the ground. Oh, it's the back of a brass something.
Beautiful. Dime was beautiful, but this is pretty awesome. See, they almost look like they thought about cutting it, or they just wanted to embellish it.
Something, yeah.
A little worn around the edges, but in the end, God we trust is still crisp.
That's a big old silver dollar. Jeez, I mean, come on. There you go. There's the thumbnail. Boom. Silvers.
Yeah.
Right on, good work.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.
What do you think? Yeah? Don't point that thing at me, fool. Okay.
Worth the getting crisp and.
Yeah, and the crazy saw work and everything. We only have a few more trees to go.
3 hours of sawing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all aimed downhill, so lucky thing. But I think this is going to be the end of the video. No, there's going to be a wrap up, and I'll lay my stuff out on my counter. However it works. Yeah. Yeah, but for now, we are...
Quest on.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
So here I am, sorting out all of our goods, and I can tell you, these bits of green are not uranium glass. These are I'll show you those in a second. Now, this crazy look. There are bits of the original green tin can, or not tin, but green can that all of this was in. It sure feels heavy. It sure is confusing as to what we are dealing with here. So, I have these in a gold pan, obviously. There's leaves and everything else, dirt. But the idea, bits, because it broke into a dirt clod and I didn't want to leave anything behind. I believe there's little pieces of the green box that it was in. There's a piece of it. I believe that's what's happening. That's the green that I see inside there. The whole thing's really confusing. I'm going to bring out my loop and look at this and try not to spread it around too much, but then we're obviously going to put a bunch of soap in here to break the surface tension. We're going to try and pan this because if it was gold, it would sink to the bottom. It's a pan of gold. It's a pan of gold dust. And that's just a little. I put this in here with soap, and it swirls around. It floats so easy on the surface tension, like gold does. But that is all gold dust and gold flakes. So that was somebody's stash. That's all the lights that you see swirling around in there. I've never seen so much gold in my pan. It is stuck in all the little scratch marks that I make. So this was full up to here with material. And so I had to put it in here. And the bottom of that is all gold dust. There's like a 1/4 inch of gold dust and swirlings. And it sure as enough sank down there. That needs to be run down like a sluice that can gently sift it out. And the rest of the fines, but we have like a 1/4 inch of gold dust in here already, mixed with mud and stuff. I'm not sure if this camera will pick it up, and we have such a mess. We have gold all over our fingers. We have gold all over this pan. That is ridiculous. That's gold dust. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What? Look at that. Look at the heavies, or the lights just fall away, and it just... That is ridiculous. It's the most gold I've ever found. Oh, just whoa. Okay, and then what's actually here, this was just what was left in the bottom of the pan after I poured 90% of it into here, because it all started billowing up and it was just too much. And look, see the bottom of that? Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's all gold. Oh my god. Oh, it is still just raining down out of the water at will all night. If that's clear, then we can siphon it. And just, what? Oh my god. I don't even know how they got that much gold dust. It must have been, I don't even understand. Looks like a caked up 1/4 inch of gold on the bottom of there. And this, and the way it's acting. Oh, you can see all different size flakes. Oh, wow, man. Okay, this is so wild. Yeah, there's our gold dust for the season. I think we're all good. Oh my gosh, what a crazy day. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for right now. I pause everything. Pause. Okay, so here we are, literally a week or two later, and I have gone everywhere. I've shown my parents, I've shown everybody that I could think of that's close to me, and indulged in the enjoyment of another find of a lifetime with this gold. Let me get to that right at the ending here, because I want to make sure to try and capture the rest of the details. And even then, we won't get to them all, because each one of these jar lids, which is like a porcelain jar lid that would go on top of an old canning jar, have a metal lid screw down on it, much like today, where we use the little thin metal ones. Each one of these has different makers and different details. We have a spoon that was silver plated. Let's see the detailing on that. Have to try and not rush through all of these other awesome things that I would have been totally happy with on their own. And this is a stainless steel, but seems like an early stainless steel type of creature. Little hook. I liked it. See, it had a little tab that went under something, and it's kind of a heavier metal. If you clean that up, it would be all pitted and stuff, and that's one of my more favorite things to do with older metals. We have this, which is the Bear Company Division bottle, so like an aspirin bottle, but from when they were the Bear Company Division of the company. We have these two locks. Either of these would have been a find of the day and totally made my day. This one was so clean that I went ahead and took a little bronze brush to it and gave it a gentle wiping. I still did not get all of the words revealed. I see that there is something here to still be discovered, but does not completely latch, although it might in time by continuing to work it, although I doubt it. I bet you the steel innards are completely gone. But I thought that the cross hatching and stuff on there, the little basketry weave, was really cool. And this is my first old square shank type of lock like that. So I know it looks newer now because I cleaned it up. That's one of the things that you do, but I didn't lose any patina, just the dirt. It was just really caked in dirt. This one I did not clean up as much, and I don't think I'm going to, but it's a Corbin, and it's from New Britain, Connecticut, USA. The Corbin Lock Company had something to attach there, like a little chain. You could easily see these locking up the chests on the back of a stagecoach or something. Really fun though. That is like a pirate's lock is what that feels like, and it sure is nice. This is a little probably a piece off of a saddle, unless you recognize it as something different. But I think there's a little piece of animal hide kind of squished in between there, and probably would have had some silver wash and just been one of the little knobbies on the corner of a saddle. This is some of our lantern workings. So it's like where the wick would have come up on the top of a gas powered lantern. This is a little brass finial-ish, lamp-ish type of creature. You can see it's thin copper cast around like a steel rod, and the rod is rotted away. So not sure what it was, but definitely ornate little pressed copper piece. We have this bottle stopper, no words on it, but we will always take one of those. This little cap, there's the insides of it. Sure looks like the bottom of a light bulb, but not really, huh? And has a little reeded edge for turning on and off, twisting on and off. Not sure on that one. Two little marbles, little handle. These little buttons, let me show you the details on there. There we go. So a little snap button, and it's the words on there. Not sure the age of that. Another little snap piece. It has words. This is like our atypical little ceramic 4 holes that we get, but this one's blue. They're usually all white, so thought that was pretty cool that we got a white one. This I brought home. Sure looked like it could be like a stained bone to me at first, but I burned it. It melted. And so I'm calling it a plastic or some sort of resinous creature. This, not sure. It's heavy like a lead or a pewter with a thin silver wash over it. A piece of something ornate that we have lost the identity to forever. Here's this little piece, and I have a feeling that the lost end would have just replicated this end with another hole. So it was probably some sort of ornamental attachment, decoration on wood, I would imagine. So you can just imagine that repeating in the other direction and then being screwed onto something to make it look beautiful. So that is really, really cool. It's a thin pressed copper, which always reminds me of the 1910s, the turn of the century era, when we were getting the Industrial Revolution going full tilt, and you could stamp out a bunch of that type of stuff. Bunch of bullets, bunch of green glass. None of this ended up being uranium glass. This is, so I have to show you a shot of that here in a second. I'll insert it here. So here is both of these pieces. Now they're not the same plate, they're actually the centerpiece of 2 plates. Let's do these one at a time. I put it right on the edge. I love how the particles in here do like a aurora borealis thing. So these were to get the color in here, they included uranium salt, but it's no more radiation than you would get from sunshine and other low radiation dose stuff. So, but I think it's beautiful. This is a piece of depression glass, is what you would call this, and because of its era and its style. And the dogs are whimpering, so I need to show you the gold here because it's walk time. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. Hope I explained it good. This is what you call a flue. It's patented in 1918. It goes right in here. Had a little steel rod that stuck out. You can turn it back and forth, and it helps restrict or open up the airflow. It's a valve for a chimney, basically. So, dogs are ready for their walk. This Etna Springs. So when I moved out here to this valley, this is one of the oldest historic things around. It was a hot springs resort, and the buildings are all still there. And my girls all learned how to ride horses, their original lessons and stuff, on Linda's property. And her dad was the man who built Etna Springs, and she was one of the many children of the family that all worked there. They all worked in the restaurants. That was one of the stories that she told me, was of having to work in that restaurant and serving and all of that kind of thing. So she might have actually handled this plate back in the day. And definitely a really cool little treasure, a piece of local history. Let's see, piece of blue china. And that's all of everything out here, I would say. That brings us to this insanity. So this is what I sifted out. There's still some little pieces of the container in here, which I will pick out with tweezers. All of this will probably go in a glass display because it is literally the container that held the good stuff. It was a little copper container, and there's not much left of it. I'm trying not to move these because they still spill a little dust out of there. But that is true little treasure shot. You know what I'm saying? It's it just reminds me of a shipwreck finds or something. This is what it looks like when things lay somewhere for hundreds of years and wait to be found. And Look at that gold still just going, ugh. So here is the last little dabbles in the pan, and I've been using this just to get some Instagram shots and some TikTok shots and stuff to show this off. But it's really after I had poured a bunch into this jar over here, which I'm going to show you. This is what was left, and it's just so fun to play with because it's like 10,000 little colors, and I'm a gold miner, and oh, I've never had a pan that was that rich as far as dust and stuff. So wow, having all kinds of fun, just basically leaving this out on the counter and coming up and picking it up and playing with it and going, holy moly. So let me show you the jar. I would love to keep this as dust. Keep in mind that it is, you know, historic to me. It's California Gold Rush dust, most likely. And let me step out and see if I can get these two things in some bright light here. I put this in smaller and smaller containers. I started with a bigger container, and then I would shake it and shake it, let all the gold go to the bottom, let the water clear out, and dump that and dump that. So I have some sludge on the top, but what you're looking at is a gold disc of powder. And yeah, I get shaky every time I touch this, and I have to put it away because it's overwhelming. So that is just a medallion of gold because I just compacted it and rattled it and then poured the water off and poured the water off. And that is the most gold I have ever held in one time, as far as I can tell. I'm not sure how much it's actually going to weigh dry, but yeah, a good solid inch. So I'm probably going to do this a whole bunch more, but for now I have to end the video, and we're going to have to do a part 2 when we find some people to help us sort all this out, because it is a bit beyond me. It's just crazy, right? California gold. So yeah, completely overwhelming, and an incredible hunt at a place where there's already incredible stuff going on. I could barely focus. I went totally just crazy with my own brain and wandering around, and had some sort of delusional treasure fever going on. Couldn't pay attention to Uriah when he was like screaming. Luckily, it wasn't a snake bite. It was a huge silver coin, so that's its own find. He's gone back since, during the time where I've just been kind of like sitting here stunned with this, and got more silver out of the road. And yeah, just incredible. So it's one of those places where it is definitely a privilege to be allowed to go, and then the finds that come out of it are just incredible. Until next time, just please, everybody, take care of yourselves. And if you get a chance, take care of anybody else. And I will see you farther down the road. Quest on.